So I was just about to head to Pilates, but before I go, I wanted to share something beautiful with you. So I've got my big gym bag here with all my stuff in. I love carrying that. It's very elegant in a very simple way. And my wash bag. And you know how I'm always about making life beautiful with the very, very small things. You know, those small things that when you add them up into your life, they become significant and make life truly beautiful. So I wanted to show you this new Midnight Bloom collection from one of my favourite personal care brands, which is called Wild. So I've been using Wild for probably 2 years, their natural deodorants, and I also love their lip balm and their shower gels. I'll tell you more about why in a minute, but first of all, let's just look at this beautiful packaging for the Midnight Bloom collection. This is, can you see? Are we focused? Yeah. So this is completely reusable. So this is a stick deodorant and the lid comes off and you've got your stick deodorant, and when it runs out you just order the refills and they pop inside this case. So once you've got this case you can keep it forever. That is one of the reasons why I love Wild, because in this culture of throwaway culture where people are just using deodorant and then throwing it away, this to me is something that is very important. You keep this for the rest of your life. It is something beautiful to have in your makeup case or on your bathroom counter. So it's doing wonders for the planet. And for me, these small things that we do for the planet really make a big difference. So yeah, we've got the stick deodorant that I really love. This is 98% all natural ingredients and it provides 24-hour protection. And I also have the roll-on. So I like to switch between the two. For everyday use, I like the stick, but then when I know I'm going to be doing a big workout or I need to be out all day, I like to use the roll-on because this gives a slightly longer stay. It lasts for about 72 hours. But yeah, both of them, I use them both and I really, really love them. I also have in my gym bag my Wild shower gel. So this is, you can see, this is a really beautiful kind of tin canister, and this has the same fragrance body wash in there. So black rose and velvet fragrance. And I just got this because I am somebody who likes to make everything as pretty as possible. I hate having plastic bottles in my shower. So this again is refillable. When you've used up all the shower gel inside, you order a new one and it goes in here. So you've just got one thing in your shower. And I also like to take it to the gym because it smells so beautiful and I don't want to use anything else. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you because I just think it is these little things that make life more beautiful, and also it's something wonderful for our lovely, lovely planet. And I have to say, this black rose and velvet fragrance is just so, so beautiful. It's very of the moment. We've just had Valentine's Day. It's kind of romantic, and with this beautiful packaging, it's just such a great thing to have. If you would like to try the Wild products for yourselves, I'm delighted to let you know that I have a 20% discount for you. All you have to do is click the link in the description box and enter code Nicholas at checkout for your 20% off, or you can scan the QR code as well on screen, which will take you to the product page, and you just use the code Nicholas at checkout for your 20% off. And the other great thing about Wild is that every time someone makes a purchase, they plant a tree. Pretty cool. So yeah, that is just my little beautiful thing of the day that I wanted to share with you. A lovely, lovely product, great for the environment. Yeah, very, very beautiful. So I'm going to head off to Pilates. I love going to Pilates first thing in the morning. I do a 45-minute one-to-one session with my Pilates instructor, Rebecca, and we have a lovely chat. We stretch out, and I just feel so great. So it's a really wonderful way to start the day. So yeah, I'm excited. So the other day I had a message from one of my lovely followers here on YouTube, and they asked me to do a video about how I take care of things like my linens, my shoes, my sheets, and I thought it was a great idea for a video, and I will definitely do it, a full one day. But I was actually about to get my shoes ready for an event that I'm going to later tonight, a dinner that I'm going to. So these are my brown suede loafers from Micavist, which is a Swedish brand. I love these. They're a very classic loafer, tassel suede loafer. And I've had these for about a year, and I always really like to take care of my shoes and coats and jackets so that I can make the most out of them for as long as possible. So every time I wear my suede shoes, when I get home, I will give them a quick brush with a suede brush, and then before I wear them, I will give them a little bit of a refurb. And there is a really wonderful way to do this. Very simply, either with a steamer, with the kettle at home, you can pop the kettle on, or you can use the iron, and it's with steam. So you can see here that I've done this one, but I haven't done that one, and this is a much richer chocolate brown, and this is more faded. So I'm going to show you how you can use steam very easily to replenish your suede. This works with suede handbags, suede coats, and suede shoes, and it is instant, and it will instantly refresh. So take a good look at these now. You can see the big difference. One is rich chocolate, the other is more faded, and we're going to refurbish these now with some steam. So I've got my iron, and all you do is you take the iron and steam the shoe with the steam, and you will see that very quickly it gets to work. Look at that side compared to that side. Totally different. And now they're both beautiful. I'm going to give them one more. And just look at how beautiful they are now. Lovely, smooth, nice, rich chocolate brown. And they look really great. I have to show you the sweetest thing. Nathan has just popped round very quickly. He's dashing off to do some errands. But he did say earlier this week that he was going to pop round with my Christmas present. So obviously it is February, almost the end of February, and Christmas is in December, so a little bit late, but it's absolutely fine. He told me that it was going to be late just before Christmas because he thought of this beautiful idea for a present, but it is bespoke and something personal. So he said, would you mind waiting? And I said, of course, you didn't have to get me anything, but I appreciate this lovely present. So he's just dropped it round, and in typical Nathan style, he wrapped it in this beautiful brown packaging with this gorgeous suede velvet ribbon. And I've just opened the gift, and it has brought warmth and a little tear to my eyes. So let me show you. Just look at that. A beautiful sketch of my darling girl Sophie, and I just think that is the sweetest, most beautiful present. I have to tell you that I always think that the best gifts are those that are personal and something very, very thoughtful, that is unique, that you can't really buy anywhere else. That is why I always try to do. I try to think about the person and think, what would they really, really like that I can make personal for them, that's going to be with them forever. And this is one of those gifts. So this is actually by a deaf artist called Katrina Sophia. It's got a little Merry Christmas, darling, love, babe. We call each other Babe and Bunny. And yeah, so I will link Katrina's Instagram in the description box here, so that if you want to check out her work, you can. I haven't checked it out yet. I've literally just opened this now, and I just think this is the loveliest gift to get. particularly poignant because I've had a little bit of a scare with Sophie in the last 24 hours. I went out last night to meet a friend for dinner, and I got back and one of her eyes were closed like this, and I opened it to have a look and it was really bloodshot and red. And then so we went to bed, I put her into bed, and I woke up in the night and she was panting, so I turned on the lights and both of her eyes were closed and she was obviously in pain, and I looked into her eye again and it was really, it was inflamed, it was red, it had some gunk in there. So first thing this morning I called the vet and she was not in a good place. She was shaking, shivering, so she was in pain, and the vet had a look and she's got a little ulcer on her right eye and acute conjunctivitis. So we've got some antibiotic drops which she has to have 4 times per day, and we've got some painkillers. So the good news is that when we got home from the vet gave her an anaesthetic for the eye, so that's helped. And when we got home, she wanted to eat her breakfast. So this morning, she did not want to eat anything. She couldn't even open her eyes. So she's had some breakfast, she's had some painkillers, she's had 2 sets of the antibiotic drops, and she's fast asleep, snoring now. So, but this morning, when all this was happening, I didn't know what it was going to be. You know, when you see your dog in pain and they're old, she's 14 years old. You think, you're always thinking about, is this the moment? So, yeah, it's not nice. It's such a horrible time seeing your little doggy get old. She's been with me for so long, every single day. We are so close. She's travelled the world with me. She's lived my life with me. I've lived my life with her. I've said this before, that, Sophie fits into my life so that we can live together. I go to only dog-friendly restaurants, dog-friendly cafes. Every time I'm going out, I always think, how can she come with me? And the last few years have been particularly tough because I've had to adapt things so that sometimes she has to stay at home because I can't physically pick her up and carry her everywhere. Or, if she's in her pushchair, I can't take her in the pushchair in everywhere that we go. So I've had to really adapt to, 1 or 2 hours a day leaving her in the house if I'm going somewhere and she can't come with me. And it's a horrible thing when your dog's been with you for so many years and you're so used to having her by your side. So yeah, these moments when they're really unwell and you're seeing them suffer, it's sad. It's really sad. And it's just, I'm sure everybody who's had a pet and loved and lost them, you know what it is. So to have this gift today, it was very timely, arrived just at the right moment, because it's a lovely thing for me to keep. I can put that into a beautiful frame and hang it on the wall. And it's going to be a lovely thing when Sophie's not here anymore as well, especially to have these lovely things to remind me of our life together. That's why I had my portrait with Jonathan, with Sophie in it, because I like to keep these special moments to remember. Such a special little girl. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you because it's so beautiful, such a lovely thing. And I always like to obviously keep you updated about Sophie as well, because I know that so many of you love her as much as I do. So yeah, I will keep you updated. We've got to go back to the vet on Monday. Today is Thursday, so we've got to go back on Monday for a checkup, and the vet did say if it hasn't really improved by Saturday, then to come back and we will have a look at what to do next. So please keep her in your thoughts that this gets sorted quickly. I do think that she's already starting to get better because she's had something to eat and she seems very peaceful and resting now. Oh gosh. So I do tend to stick to quite a regular, healthy diet, in fact very healthy, and I hardly ever have a sweet treat. Maybe like once at the weekend I have a pastry with a coffee or something, because I do like to keep myself disciplined, but sometimes I just think I want to have something a bit delicious and that really just brings in my health goals as well. So because I go to the gym quite a lot and I'm really getting into more strength training, I try to pack in a lot of protein. And so I thought today that I would bake something, a sweet treat, but that also is lean, as healthy as a sweet treat can be, with a little bit of protein in it as well. So in the morning before I go to the gym, I usually have some Greek yogurt and I put in some chocolate protein powder and have a little bit of a handful of raspberries, and that just gives me a little bit of fuel before I go to the gym and gets me on my way to achieving my protein goals. So I just thought, you know what, I hardly do ever have a sweet treat, and I'm not really baking that much anymore, so I want to bake some protein cookies. So I've come up with a little bit of a recipe. In my cupboard I had some coconut flour, which is quite high in protein compared to regular flour, and then we've got chocolate protein powder, an egg which is high in protein, I've got some milk, some honey, some baking powder and a pinch of salt. So we're going to put all these things together. This is a very simple recipe, and as with many of the recipes that I make here on the channel, I've never tested this one out, so it's an experiment for us all. And I wanted something that was very, very easy and simple. One bowl, so I've got this clear bowl so that you can see everything that's going in. And I'm going to give this a shot and see how it turns out. So yeah, and if it's good, then I have a little recipe that I can have from time to time that has a lot of protein in. It's not as unhealthy as some other snacks that you maybe would buy from a supermarket or a bakery. I know exactly what is going in here, and that is another thing that I love about baking at home. You know exactly what is going into each bake that you make, so you know what you're getting without all of the nasties that you might possibly not know about elsewhere. So let's give this a shot. It might not work out, but we always give things a go here, and if it does, then we've got a sweet treat that is packed with protein. Just going to move all the ingredients across so that you can see the bowl. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the protein powder in here. So this is a chocolate protein powder. It's quite delicious actually. It doesn't taste like real chocolate powder that you would get, maybe like cocoa, but it gives you that chocolate flavour if that's what you're craving. Then we've got coconut flour. So this is half a cup. And then we've got some baking powder going in. And I'm just going to add a pinch of salt. All the essentials for cookies. So those are all of our dry ingredients, and now we're going to add in the wet ingredients. So first off, I've got an egg, and I'm just going to quickly whisk this up before we add it in. These are Burford brown eggs. So if you don't know, Burford is a beautiful town in the Cotswolds, one of my favourites. It's so quaint with all of its antique stores, and they have Burford brown eggs where you get the most orange yolks. So there is our egg, and then we're going to put in some olive oil. So this is very good olive oil. You can use butter as well instead of, but I'm going to use olive oil because I never ever buy butter. And then we've got some organic honey. So you can either use honey or maple syrup. I'm using this organic honey that I sometimes have in the house. So get every last drop out. So this is providing all of that sweetness. It's a bit better than regular sugar. And you know what, we can't be saintly and perfect all the time. So sometimes you just have to add in some naughtiness to your life. And I think it's worth it. So now I'm going to mix this together, and I've also got on hand some milk, so we're going to add this in once this is mixed through a little bit and we can see what consistency we've got, but we're looking for kind of a very scoopable dough. And I have to say, it's been quite some time since I have baked, so it's nice for me to be able to enjoy the process of baking here again. So I'm going to add in the milk now because I can see this definitely needs it now. So I'm just going to add a little bit in, and then we'll see what happens as we go along. The thing about coconut flour is that it can be quite it can really make everything very dry, so you have to use it sparingly. And you can also just use regular flour, plain flour. So this is pretty much the consistency that you want. I don't know why I've used this utensil, I just thought I never used that, so I'm going to use it today. And I almost forgot chocolate chips. So add these in. And it's looking pretty good, this batter. This is going to be nice and scoopable. And I think this is a great... I've managed to get the right consistency with this recipe so that we can scoop these onto a baking sheet and they should make pretty good cookies. Oh, little Sophie. I think she's feeling a lot better. She's definitely perking up. And her eyes started to open now, so I think the antibiotics are working. It's amazing how quickly they work. And you're getting back to normal now. Oh, poor girl. Aren't you? Yes. Darling. A relief. So, quite a funny thing has happened. My cookies have actually turned out more like chocolate scones. It seems that I can never get away from afternoon tea. Scones seem to follow me wherever I go. It's like I was destined for a life of scones. So what is a mixture of a scone and a cookie? A crone. I don't know. A cone. But you know what? I actually tasted one a little bit earlier. They've got a good texture to them. They're very chocolatey. Inside they're quite nice. So actually, a little bit crunchy as well. Chewy. Quite a nice little snack that I came up with. And that it's full of protein, even better. And then I've got here a mint tea, which goes so nicely with a sweet treat, I always think. So not a bad afternoon treat, I don't think. So thank you for joining me on this very relaxing day. It's been a little bit varied, day in my life. And I think it's turned out to be quite a nice day despite the scariness of Sophie being ill. But I think she's going to be okay. Yeah? So yes, everybody, thank you for joining me. Don't forget, if you want to check out the Wild products for yourselves, to click the link in the description box, or you can skip back at the beginning and scan the QR code and you can use the code Nicholas for your 20% discount. And yes, I hope you have a really lovely, lovely rest of your week and a really great weekend. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I will definitely keep you updated about little Sophie. But I think she's going to be fine. Touch wood. Alright, take care and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.